Welcome to a demo of Prinergy Dashboard. Dashboard is a new Prinergy 4 feature designed for CSRs and production planners to gain greater insight into what's happening in the prepress area without having to run Prinergy Workshop or ask a prepress operator. Let me introduce you to the Prinergy Dashboard. Over here we have our login name, which you had to use your username and login password for Prinergy in order to gain access to, and a logout hyperlink. There's a search window here, a count of how many jobs are in the current view. On the left side is the navigation pane that has your job lists in it, and in the middle are all the jobs and their job summary view. When Dashboard has too many jobs to display the job summary information for, it only shows you the job names, for example here. And you need to select a smaller job list in order for Dashboard to be able to update it in real time. One simple way of creating that job list is simply by selecting using Shift, Control, or Command on the Mac keys, and then dragging those jobs over into navigation list, and that creates something that we call a static job list. LS jobs. A static job list is just that. It is exactly what you put into it, no more, no less, and only those jobs that you put into it will be shown. Another kind of job list is called a smart job list. A smart job list is made up not just of the names of the jobs, but instead the rules that make up what that list should encounter. For example, this job list, called Soon to Proof, asks for all jobs in which the proofs are due since June 6th. The line underneath tells you how many jobs will be viewed when you press OK. You can create a smart job list anytime by clicking on this icon, and some other features that you might be able to choose are jobs that have been modified within a certain number of days. This would have 9 jobs in it, and this is in fact what the recent jobs smart list is. Another way to create a job list is using the search command. So if I look for jobs that have the word dash in them, there are 4 jobs, and I can just click all those, drag them over here, and those are the dash jobs. And those are the ones I'll look at for the rest of this demo. Now, as Dashboard gathers the information for these, it looks through the Prinergy database and accumulates all kinds of job status information and displays them in a very succinct way. Let me see if I can show you the job details for some of these jobs that we have in view. Along with the name, we have the job folder. The job folder clicks to create the job details view. We also have files submitted and a number beside that tells you how many files have been submitted. Pages refined, how many pages have been refined through the refine process plan template, how many pages have been proofed, layouts, layout proofs, plates, and finished pages, which will become more important as Prinergy gets more involved in digital print management. So along with the numbers beside each of these icons is sometimes a set of jewels. These have to do with approval level. Pages refined has customer approval, which are controlled either by Workshop or through Insight. Yellow means request approval, green means pages have been approved, and the red would mean that some pages have been rejected. The same is true for page proofs and layout proofs. Each of these icons is actually clickable itself, and that brings up job details view. When I look at the job details for this job, dash test 60, I see a number of attributes of the job. The server it lives on, the job code, when the job was created, the group it occupies, when the proof and the final output were due, the job status, when that status was last changed, when the most recent final output was produced, the name of the last active login user who changed the job, and when that activity occurred. And finally, web access. If the job is web access and you have Insight, there'll also be a URL here that you can link, and that will open the CSR view on Insight. Just moving along to these other icons, the Pages File Submitted icon shows us files that have been submitted to the job ready for refining. If the job file name is too long, just roll over it and it will show you the full file name. The Pages Refined view is a bit more interesting in the sense that if you've turned thumbnails on in Prinergy Workshop, you'll also see the thumbnails here. The proof status is also available. Here the proof has been requested but hasn't been approved or rejected yet by the customer. We can see the date it was refined and the colors that have come out of the color manager. If you want to know more about the names of the spot colors, just roll over this information widget and you'll see the names of the Pantone colors, the spot colors available and used for the refining. Because these are PDFs, if you have Acrobat configured in your web browser, you can double click on it and it will launch that view, and so you can see the job content exactly it's come out of Prinergy Refiner. The next tab is Page Proofs. I'm going to go up here to this job to show you a couple things. One is, because this has customer approval of accepted, it'll be more interesting, but also you'll see that when I click on a job detail for one job, it tends to close all the other jobs. This way you're not cluttered on your screen with lots of job detail information. If you do want to have more than one job open, you can use the Control or the Command key on the Mac to open more than one job. Here we see that these pages have been proofed through the virtual proof process template, their proof time, and their customer approval time. Going back to job test 60, we see the names of the impositions. All the pages have been assigned to that imposition, and there's been one proof made of it. Because proofs can be made separately, there's a rollover available in each of these to tell you when the proof was made, whether it was approved, and the approval time. For the spot colors, it also shows you the spot color name. This view is similar to plate making, where the output time and the colors are available as rollovers. One final thing to notice here is that each of one of these rows is a slightly different color. The brightness of the row reflects how recently that job was modified. We can see dash test 3 is the brightest of these 4 jobs, and that's because the last activity for this job is more recent than any of the other jobs in this row, in this view. So generally, the brighter the job, the more recently it has been modified. So that's the quick introduction to Prinergy Dashboard.